using your next inhale. Let's pull forward, come into table. And make any adjustments that you need to with the legs so that our knees are squared underneath the hips, hands are right underneath the shoulders. And the spine is in neutral, so we can lengthen out through the crown of the head. We can reach back through the tailbone to get that length through the spine. On our exhale, we're going to bend the elbows back toward the body, then drop down, just tap the forehead toward the mat. On your inhale, press up to table. Exhale, roll back into child's pose. On your inhale, coming back up into table. Exhale, bow down, tap the forehead, inhale, press up. On your exhale, as you come back, reach back through the tailbone to lengthen through the spine and then drop the hips. Do that one more time. Inhale up to table. Exhale, feel the strength in the arms as you come down slowly and then press into the palms to come up. On your exhale, reach back through the tailbone. Feel the length through the sides of the body as well. Settling back into your child's pose. Let's take an inhale here. On your exhale, walk the hands to the right, taking a side bend. On your exhale, shift some of your body weight into the left hip. Just deepening that stretch. Feel it travel down toward the waist and into the outer left hip. Inhale, walks the hands back into the middle. Take a full breath in the middle here. Try to walk the fingers farther away from you to find some length through the spine. That next exhale takes you into a side bend to the left. Walk the hands to the left side of the mat. Exhale, sink your weight to the right hip. Let's take some cat and cow stretches. On your exhale, arch the spine up toward the ceiling for cat. Working on pulling the abdominals in while the tailbone curls underneath and the head drops down. On your inhale, come into cow lift. Head and tailbone come up, drop the belly down. And then switch. Exhale, arching through the spine. Inhale, lifting the chest. Back and forth with your breath. Find a nice pace. If you come into one or the other and you feel like your back is a little extra tight, feel free to stay there for an extra breath. One more full breath like that. Make your way back into a neutral spine, nice and flat. From here, we're going to start some side-to-side movement with the spine. We'll exhale, walk the hands over to the right side. Inhaling, coming into center. Exhale, walk the hands to the left. Describe as like a jump rope type of pattern with the spine. So we're going to drop the belly down toward the floor, kind of sweep it out to the side, round up into cat stretch, and then move over to the other side and drop down. So you can think of a jump rope held by somebody on each side. It's making that circular movement. Circles one way, switching with the opposite direction. Find your neutral spine and table. So next one, we're going to work a little bit on the arms. We're going to do what's called drinking lion. So on your exhale, you're going to sink the hips back about halfway, like if you're coming into child's pose. Bend the elbows down, and then start to scoop forward between the thumbs and lift up. So you're making a circle with the head. Down and up. So this one is called drinking lion. You can think of a lion kind of like lapping up water from a pool. As you're making that circle, the elbows are going to want to splay out to the side. Try and keep them nice and close in, just like we do with chaturanga. So after you've got a few circles one direction, try switching and going the opposite way. One more circle, and we'll make our way back up to table. So from here, we're going to do any combination of those past movements that you like. So you can do side to side with the spine, you can do cat and cow, just kind of like a free form movement through the spine. And the goal of this is to kind of move the spine around, move the hips, and see if you can find a spot that's still tight, anywhere in the spine that's still holding tension, and give that spot a little extra work. Once you're ready, make your way back into table. Find that neutral spine. So you can feel a little bit longer now. Still feeling that length, that reaching back through the tailbone, extending out through the crown of the head. On our next exhale, we're going to make our way all the way down onto the mat. Making sure the hands are planted right underneath the shoulders and the legs are relaxed. We're going to roll up and down through our cobra. So inhale, lift the chest up. Exhale, roll down nice and slow. Inhale, rolling up. Exhale, down. This is another one where we want to keep the elbows nice and tight in toward the sides of the body. One more breath like that. Inhale, rolling up. Exhale, release down. Now we'll use our next inhale. Press up to table. Exhale, come back into child's pose. From here, we're going to sweep the arms behind the back and interlace the fingers, coming into Yoga Mudra. If you can, try to press the palms together. What we want to do is work on keeping the wrists straight. We don't want to have that sharp bend in the wrists. Good. Now from here, if you don't have any neck or shoulder issues, you're going to take an inhale and you can roll up onto the top of the head and drop the arms behind you. If you don't like that variation, feel free to stay down in your child's pose and just try and lift the arms up behind you to get that shoulder stretch, that opening in the chest. This is called rabbit pose. On your exhale, you roll down, drop the hips, walk the arms out in front into child's pose. With your inhale, pull forward into table. We'll take an exhale, lower down nice and slow. So we're going to do a knee down chaturanga. As you come down, elbows bend back toward the body, slide right past the rib cage. Release the chest down onto the ground. Take an inhale, roll up into cobra. Exhale, roll down. Next inhale, we'll press up through table. Exhale, back to child. Full deep breath here. that. Inhale, pull yourself up to table. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, rolling cobra. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, press up to table. Exhale, back to child's pose. Full breath. So I guess I should warn you, we're working on arms and shoulders today, so you might be a little bit sore tomorrow. All right, on your next inhale, pull up into table. We're going to send the right leg back. Now, the past couple weeks, we've been talking about this position with the foot, where we're reaching out through the ball of the foot, and you're actually spreading the toes out like they were fingers. So you get that nice space in between the toes. It's really good for your feet, because they spend so much time crammed into shoes. This is kind of like our little counter pose for wearing shoes all day. And you feel like you can get more length out through the leg when you do that with the foot. Now we'll come into a balancing table. Inhale, lift the left arm up. And just check, make sure that the hips stay level. You're not dropping the right side down or hiking it up too high, and that the shoulders are still level. So maintaining that alignment, we're going to add a little pulse with the arm and leg. On your exhale, drop them down, tap them onto the mat, inhale, lift them up. Exhale to lower, inhale to lift. One more breath like that on this side. On your inhale, find your length. Reach out through the fingers, reach out through the ball of the foot. Exhale, release down. We'll take one cat and cow stretch in between just to keep the spine from getting too tight. Back into neutral. We're going to come into a sunbird. So send the right leg back again. This time the hands are going to stay down onto the mat. We're going to take that little dip that we started with in the beginning of class. You bend the elbows straight back, tap the forehead down onto the mat. As the head comes down, you're going to feel that right leg wants to lift up. Inhale, press yourself back up. Lift the chest and lift the right leg. On your exhale, curl the spine. Draw the right leg underneath. Try and touch the forehead to the knee. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, bow down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, curl. So we'll do one more like that on this side. Drop the right leg down, switch over to the left side. Reaching the left leg back to start. Find your length through the left leg, reach back through the ball of the foot and spread the toes out. So the other good thing about doing that position with your foot is if you point the toes, you have that tendency to get that nasty cramp in the bottom of the foot, which is no fun. So this way you can get the extra length through the leg and avoid that cramping. Now, once you have your balance there, we're going to inhale the right arm to come up into balancing table. Check your alignment. Make sure that the hips are even and the shoulders are even. We'll take 5 breaths here on your exhale. Tap the fingers and the toes to the mat. Inhale, lift. Drop the arm and leg down. We'll take a cat and cow, stretch in between to loosen up the back. Find your way back into a neutral